Okay. Decided we should have a little bit of a discussion. I'm currently in a gaming rut, as I would put it. I'm sure that's a story that a lot of us have had, at least at one point or another, maybe several different times. I'm kind of feeling that way right now because I just don't know what to really pick up on next. I'm talking about like a full on experience. Most recently, I had beat the new 007 game. That was the last game that I beat. Beat that on May 31st. So it was only a couple of days or so after the original release. Absolutely loved it. Highly recommend it, of course. I've done a video, of course, if you want to check that out, kind of discussing that. I actually did two videos, although the other one isn't really about the game itself. It's about people that were kind of grifting on it. But, anyways, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you've ever been in this situation. I have several games that I need to revisit, of course. Crimson Desert is definitely one of them. I've got nearly 100 hours of playtime. I think I'm on chapter 8, I believe it is, and there's 12 chapters. So I've got a lot of progress to go through. The game, it has its flaws, but talk about a fantastic open world adventure. Absolutely am enjoying the hell out of it. But other than when I played it June 8th, which I did that just to do a couple of things I was testing out, I hadn't really played it since April. So I really don't know. It's really tough to go back to a game after a couple of months of not even touching it. It really is. It's like I probably would have to mess around in the open world for a while just to get the hang of things again, especially with this particular game, with how the controls are. They're pretty complex sometimes, to really get back into it. So that's kind of tough there. But absolutely love it. I have been playing, of course, Red Dead Redemption 2. I've been doing that on streams. As a matter of fact, I probably will be streaming that a little later today. That's all been like just impromptu streams. Just I'm gonna stream this game in full as I play through it. So I'm not playing anything off stream with that particular game, of course. Of course, I did Pronoun Palace recently. I have finally got a win with all of the characters, and I unlocked the Addict, which was the last character that I didn't unlock at the base difficulty levels. So, I technically have completed the basic standards of the game, but there's like literally like, I don't know, it was like 15 different difficulty settings or something like that for each character. There is obviously a ton of content that I could take advantage of. And, that's after about 10.9 hours of play, of course, there. Slate Aspire 2, that's when I've been digging a lot, doing co op with a friend. That's also when I like been playing on the Steam Deck, of course. This was a game that, funny enough, I had no interest in until I did a video talking about some of the grifters that were really hard on about this game over a certain thing. And, I was like, out of curiosity, I went in and checked the game out. I was like, damn, this is actually pretty good. Like, but yeah, it's kind of crazy at the same time, like it's not a game that I like to play solo all that much anymore. Like I really enjoy playing it in the multiplayer mode. And that's a great way to go, of course. Terratech Legion, a great vampire survivors like. Been digging this one. Been a little bit since I played it though. Obviously, more than 2 weeks since I last touched this game, and that's kind of weird because like when I have played it, I enjoy the hell out of it. It's absolutely a blast. But at the same time, it's like only a game that I'm going to be playing when I'm in kind of like one of these rut moods. But at the same time, I don't want to play this game right now. That's the thing. Like this rut is kind of weird. It really is. Oh, Pragmata. Ooh, this is a rough one here. This is a game I was absolutely fawning over when I was playing it. Last played May 5th. So it's been more than a month. It's been like, what, 6 weeks since I touched this game. Holy crap, that's embarrassing. Um, Obviously a very fantastic game from Capcom, though. One I still haven't beat. I think I probably got about 4 hours ish left, 4 or 5 hours ish. So like it's definitely achievable. But again, because of the gap of time between the last time I played it to now, it's like I'm gonna have to kind of like figure things out again. Not really to the same degree as with Crimson Desert. The controls aren't really as crazy with that. A lot more simple game in that regard. But it's still gonna take me some time to really get readjusted into the game at the same time. So those are some games that I really need to kind of like pick back up on. Some other games, of course, I've been playing here or there. Um, but I just don't know where to really go from here. You ever get that feeling? Like, where do you even go from here? And then we're not even talking about other games that I definitely need to get back into, like Toxic Commando. I haven't played that since just a few days after the game came out or something like that. I love this game. This is fantastic. Survival horror, zombie, FPS style games. Sign me up. But this is totally a game that I only want to play in co-op. And one of the people I've been playing with in co-op, they haven't been online. We were hitting this up pretty good, and then they kind of just ghosted out. They're probably busy with stuff. It's fine, but kind of a bummer. Resident Evil Requiem, I have beat that, of course. Definitely enjoy the hell out of this. I do need to do a professional mode playthrough, of course, still, but yeah, this was absolutely fantastic. Huge fan of Resident Evil Requiem, but the thing is, I haven't played it for like almost 3 months now. So I haven't checked out like the Leon Must Die mode or whatever, like the new roguelike mode that they added. I haven't checked that out. That's another thing with like a lot of these games, like they aren't just like one and done anymore. They have new content that comes out. Sometimes it's DLC you got to pay for, which it's not the end of the world for me if I miss out on that kind of stuff. But like they added free content, of course, to this, and I haven't checked that out yet. And so I didn't really get the complete experience, which kind of sucks, But I don't know. I just don't know when I would come back to it. I think I would be fine readjusting to it, even though it's been longer, just because I've played a ton of Resident Evil games. The controls are practically identical to the other ones. So I think I'd be able to get back into it real quick. But yeah, I just don't know where to start. And then there's just countless more. Mugenics, of course. That was amazing. Absolutely brilliant. But I haven't done like a full-on completion of that, of course. I think I stopped at the desert area or something like that. So there's still a ways to go on that. It's just crazy. Just crazy. Absolutely. How far behind I am on a lot of these games. And this is just, of course, Steam, which is where I play the majority of stuff. The poor old PS5, the Switch 2, the Series X, they get neglected pretty much. Been collecting 360 games again. I haven't really been playing the 360 all that much. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Tons of playtime on that. Still haven't beat it. Still haven't beat that game. I'm in the middle of like one of the DLC campaigns or something like that, and I think I got kind of aggravated over it. It's the one where you have to go into the monastery, and kind of a real slog, honestly. Like, I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just went through the game itself, and even though I bought the Royal Edition or whatever, like they didn't call it the Royal Edition, they called it Gold Edition back then when it first came out. That would include all the DLC. And there's that, of course, Final Fantasy Tactics. Tons of playtime on that. Obviously. Haven't actually completed it yet. But I'm basically at the very end. That won't take much to adjust because I have had a ton of experience of Tactics. That would be a pretty easy one to jump into. There's always shit tons of new games, of course, that I could get into as well. But yeah, I just don't know where to really go from here. I really don't. You know, I'm kind of looking for inspiration at this point. And I imagine that's probably like the case for a lot of us sometimes. So yeah, we'll probably do some Red Dead. I'm gonna upload this video. I'll probably go live with Red Dead in about an hour. Um, by the time this video's up, I'll either already be live or about to be. Not sure. Depends on how long it takes YouTube to process the video and stuff like that, I guess. Just some random ramblings. Kind of lost the inspiration to finish a game. Crazy. Oh yeah, there's Civ 7, of course. Been playing that mainly multiplayer, but there is a single player save that I need to finish up on that. I hadn't played this for a long time after it came out because I heard a lot of problems, but it seems like it's in a really good shape now. I'm actually loving this version of Civ, like a lot of the changes they made and stuff like that. It's really good. Really good. Um, like I think there's certain things they still need to do, but if they can accomplish that, this might be the best Civ game, honestly. But it's tough to say. Where it'll go from here and how they're going to treat the DLC of this, because I think the DLC with this can be kind of wacky compared to the previous games. It seems like they're going more of the paradox route with like small expansions rather than the larger expansions they went in the past. And if they go full bore with that, ooh man, it's gonna be greedy. It's gonna be very greedy of them, but we'll see. Just a nice little chit chat. I'm really sorry if this wasn't very focused. That's just who I am sometimes. This is just the raw, real me, going completely off the cuff, and just kind of wanted to share some of my frustration with being in a gaming rut. Let me know if you're still here. Let me know in the comments. Um, what kind of experience you've had going through this, and what helped you out of it. But that's gonna be the last line.